I have to say that today's situation in my country is really fragile. And the most important task for all Ukrainian politicians is to prevent renewing of violation and to provide further negotiation process which have to be aimed to the solution of the conflicts only through political dialogue. I think the resolving of this situation will demand the decision which have to be based on wide consensus among Ukrainian politicians and also civil society. In this regard, the results of a few rounds of negotiation between the President of Ukraine and the leaders of the oppositional political party are optimistic. For example, on January 28th this year, Prime Minister Mykola Azarov resigned, and President have accepted his resignation together with all government. On the same day, the Parliament of Ukraine have cancelled 9 controversial legislative acts adopted January 16 this year, which were largely politically motivated with consideration of threatening scale of confrontation of Ukrainian society. And in this regard, we thank our international partners for their involvement and support to the peaceful negotiation process in Ukraine. We note with satisfaction that European Union and the United States high-level officials called upon not only government but also representative of oppositional party to continue political process and take responsibility for the situation in Ukraine. Also, I would like to notice that on January 29, the Parliament additional adopted the law on amnesty, which this law has been criticized so much, particularly through the demand to protesters to leave the administrative building. But more than 200 protesters have been released by the courts. It's a concrete result. There are other few examples for the readiness and possibility of reaching compromise between all parties of negotiation aimed at terminating violent confrontation and our common crisis. Very important to underline that the dialogue is going on, sometimes very slowly, but going on, allowing to reach mutual understanding and to stop deepening of the confrontation. It's absolutely clear that Ukraine needs a long-lasting decision which would be able to provide stability and understanding in society for few next year, not only for few next months. What is next? Of course, we all understand that everything will depend on the political willingness and reaching consensus between Ukrainian politicians and parliament, as well between the president and the leaders of oppositional political party. We know about demands of the opposition concerning returning to the previous constitution. As I heard that there is some difference within the opposition party on this act. Let me remind you that during the last extraordinary session, our parliament has adopted the draft resolution on creating the temporary inquiry commission of the parliament on elaboration of the bill on amendments to the constitution of Ukraine, especially concerning returning to a parliamentary presidential form of the constitutional structure of state. But as you know, the parliament is in the beginning of this process because there are a few different points of view. And also, I would like to know the role of civil society. Latest developments in Ukraine show us that the role of civil society is increasing. And it could be strengthening also, first of all, in the field of civil control for result of investigation in frame of resonant cases, or concerning implementation of reached agreements between politicians or implementation existing legislation. In this regard, I would like to underline again that today the most priority for all politicians in Ukraine have to avoid civil conflicts in our country. And President and government have done few important steps in this regard. Of course, it could be criticized some party, but I don't see any alternative for peaceful process aimed to negotiation this conflict by political means only. Thank you very much.
Next up is Arnfinn Nordbø. He is